Quiet, police! Delivery driver?
Yep, Benjamin Akintunde. He was wearing a lanyard with a photo ID attached.
Okay. Cause of death?
Blunt force trauma, back of the head. Sockos reckon he was hit over the back of the head and then pushed under the van.
Oof. Thank you. So it looks like he was trying to change a tyre.
Yeah, we can't find any sign of the tyre iron. Sockos reckon it may have been used as a murder weapon. But what we do have is a nice, clear finger mark in the victim's blood.
Okay, so what are we thinking? Robbery gone wrong?
I'm not sure. He's still got his keys, wallet and his phone. All we've got to do now is unlock it.
The witness noticed the van last night before she went to bed, and when it was still there this morning, she decided to take a look.
What time did she go to bed?
Just before midnight.
It's late to be out delivering parcels.
Control has spoken to our victims' employers, who provided us with the name and address of the next of kin, Mrs. Marilyn Akintunde.
Okay, Rob, if you could pay the delivery company a visit and see why he was out delivering parcels so late, and Billy and I'll do the death knock.
Right.
Have you seen the detective inspector this morning?
Not yet. Don't worry.
Have you ever had a complaint made against you?
A few. None of them were upheld, just like this won't be.
I don't think the detective inspector would agree.
It's David's job to make sure the complaint is properly investigated, that's all. I'll talk to him. Get him to reassure you that he's on your side.
Thanks.
Yes?
I'm Detective Constable Billy Fitzgerald. This is Detective Sergeant Vivian Cole. Is Mrs. Akintunde home?
Yeah, she's asleep. She was out last night.
And you are?
Her son, Stephen.
We really need to speak to your mum.
Yeah, you better come in. If you just wait in there, I'll wake her up. Mom. Mom. Mom, wake up. Mom, wake up. The police are downstairs. What have you done now?
Mrs. Akintunde,
Marilyn, please.
it's about your husband, Benjamin.
What about him?
I'm very sorry to tell you both that Benjamin is dead.
Are you a police officer?
I'm Detective Constable Rob Brady.
What's happened to Benjamin? One of your colleagues rang asking for an next of kin?
And you are?
Lola Smith. This is my company.
And I'm very sorry to inform you that Benjamin's dead.
No, he didn't. How did he die?
He's been murdered.
Poor Benjamin. He was a lovely man. Really lovely man. I have to ask, Mrs. Akintunde, where were you last night?
I went out for a few drinks.
Okay. Where did you go?
Swan and Sixpence.
Who with?
On my own. I wasn't drinking on my own. I've been going to the Swan for years. Everyone knows me.
And what time did you get back?
I'm not sure. What time was it, Stephen?
About 11:30.
And what did you do yesterday evening?
I was here. I was revising for my exams.
Weren't you worried when Benjamin didn't come home?
Dad doesn't live here.
Benjamin got himself a flat a couple of months ago. We had a bit of a falling out. It was getting sorted.
Benjamin made all of his deliveries yesterday.
How come he was out so late?
We deliver until 11 p.m.
Have you got a way of tracking the route that he took?
Yeah, we should do. I need to speak to our IT guy.
When did you last see him?
About 6 p.m. yesterday evening.
What, here?
Yeah. I was on my way out and Benjamin was getting ready to do his rounds.
Has Benjamin worked here for long?
I started this business 20 years ago. Drove the first van myself. Benjamin was driver number 2. He also ended up marrying my big sister.
I went round to Benjamin Akintunde's flat. I don't reckon he's been living there.
How come?
No personal possessions, no clothes, not even a toothbrush.
So, where was he living?
I rang his boss, she couldn't tell me.
Have you seen David?
No.
He missed a meeting with the Deputy Assistant Commissioner first thing, and he's not answering his phone. We should be doing a witness appeal.
Why don't you do it if the detective inspector's gone AWOL?
Yeah, I might have to. Well, David had better turn up soon. The DAC is furious. Hey. I brought you some painkillers. By the look of you, you're going to need them. Benjamin Akintunde was a loving husband and father. This morning, he was found fatally assaulted whilst doing his job as a delivery driver. We're appealing to members of the public to assist in our investigation. If you saw anything at all, please call the number on the screen. Thank you.
Benjamin Akintunde, 42 years old, married Marilyn in 2002. Their son, Stephen, was born a couple of years later. Benjamin was a part-time musician and a full-time delivery driver.
What did he play?
Trumpet. Going by social media, he was pretty good.
Any convictions?
Benjamin was squeaky clean, but the police were called to the marital home a few weeks ago.
Why?
Benjamin and Marilyn were fighting. The officers calmed things down and left.
Interesting.
What's even more interesting is why the neighbours called 999 in the first place. They were worried for Benjamin's safety.
And not Marilyn's.
No.
How many weeks ago was this?
8. Excuse me. Detective Constable Fitzgerald.
8 weeks ago is when Benjamin moved out. Did Marilyn strike you as the violent type?
She struck me as a drunk. She stank of booze this morning.
Still no sign of the detective inspector?
Nope.
That was the landlord from the Swan. Marilyn Akintunde was there last night, like she said. What Marilyn didn't tell us was so was Benjamin. Apparently, they had a fight. The landlord had to ask them to leave.
What time was that?
About 11:30.
When you say fight,
The landlord said Marilyn was going crazy. She threatened Benjamin. Said she was going to kill him. Hello, Stephen.
Hello again.
we need another word with your mum.
Yeah, come in.
You told us you were in the Swan and Sixpence last night,
That's right.
just chatting to the regulars.
Yeah.
We have witnesses saying that you were with Benjamin.
Was he there? I get these blackouts.
When did you last see your dad?
Yesterday, after college, he called around.
Why?
I texted him, said I needed to talk.
What about?
Moving into his place. He said he'd think about it.
And why would you want to move?
I'm 18. I need my own space.
Stephen, can you tell me what happened the night your neighbours called the police? It was about 2 months ago.
Nothing. Just shouting. The people next door, they overreacted.
Your neighbours told our officers that they were concerned for Benjamin's safety.
It was the night he told me he was moving out. After 20 years of marriage. I was shouting at him, of course I was.
Why did he decide to go?
Well, isn't it obvious? I drink too much. Lose my temper.
And that night, did you lose your temper then?
I didn't mean to do it. I lashed out at him, cut his face.
The landlord at the Swan said you were threatening to kill Benjamin last night. Marilyn, did you kill your husband?
I sleep at night.
Marilyn Akintunde, I'm arresting you in suspicion of the murder of your husband, Benjamin Akintunde. She claims she can't remember what she did last night.
Do you believe her?
I mean, maybe. You know, years ago, I locked up a guy for killing his wife. He couldn't remember doing it. Still can't. I also asked Marilyn for the clothes that she was wearing. She can't find them.
I think I've got a good idea where they might be. If your mother thinks she's washed out any blood evidence, she's got another thing coming.
She didn't put the wash on. I did.
Mrs. Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
Hello.
Have you got Benjamin on CCTV?
Yes, I do. This is Benjamin arriving here at 5:48 yesterday afternoon.
Have you got CCTV of him leaving?
Yes, just after 6. He loads up his van, heads out on his round.
And doesn't come back?
No.
Do you track the van's movements?
Yes. Benjamin's route yesterday evening matched up with his list of deliveries and the addresses.
So he was busy out delivering parcels until...
About 10:30.
What does he do then?
Well, I expect him to drive back here, but he doesn't. Instead, the van just sits on McFarlane Road for nearly an hour.
McFarlane Road, isn't that where the Swan and Sixpence is?
It is, yes.
My sister's local.
So the van just sits outside.
And Benjamin was there until when?
About 11:30. Then he drives around for a bit. Ends up near Felsham Court, just before midnight.
Where he was murdered. I'm sorry.
That's all I've got.
Just can't get my head around it. You know, he used to be a musician.
I heard.
He was good. Soulful.
Since Benjamin moved out of the marital home, has he seen someone new?
If he was, he didn't talk to me about it.
Tell me about his relationship with your sister.
Marilyn has a serious drink problem, and Benjamin tried to help her over and over, but she wouldn't help herself.
Have you spoken to her this morning?
I've left messages, and she hasn't rung back. Maybe I should call round.
And there's no point. I need to tell you that Marilyn's been arrested.
For killing Benjamin?
Yeah.
You don't seriously think she did that, do you?
We're keeping an open mind.
The finger mark that was found at the scene, it's not a match for our victims. It's also not a match for Marilyn or Stephen Akintunde.
Well, it doesn't mean that we can rule them out completely. And there's no absolute guarantee that the finger mark was made by the killer.
Whoever it does belong to, they don't have a criminal record. There's no match on the system. No sign of the detective inspector?
Not yet.
Have you tried ringing his wife?
Nope. He doesn't live with her anymore.
So where's he living?
Not got a clue.
How come you're not at work?
Day's leave. I did tell you.
Have you rung in?
Not yet.
Why don't I do that for you? Give them something to gossip about.
That is just what I don't need.
The tech team have got into Benjamin Akintunde's phone data.
Anything interesting?
Very. Ben May, Maz in bar off her face. Can you take her home?
Who sent that?
Tracy Fallow, one of the barmaids at the Swan.
That's why Benjamin went to the pub.
Okay, so he goes to the pub. Him and Marilyn have a fight. They leave together like they have 100 times before. What's Marilyn's motivation for killing him last night?
Maybe she found out Benjamin was in a relationship.
With her sister.
How did you know?
I didn't, but I had my suspicions.
They were definitely in the new love stage. Lots of soppy texts.
Are they living together?
Looks like it. Plenty of talk about what to cook for dinner.
I asked Lola Smith if Benjamin had been seeing someone new. She looked me in the eye and lied her face off.
Benjamin saved this to the cloud at 4:43 yesterday afternoon.
That looks like the inside of the parcel depot.
So what's special about those trainers?
I don't know, but I do know one thing. Those trainers are identical to the pair Stephen Akintunde was wearing this morning. What can you tell me about the trainers Stephen was wearing today?
I didn't buy him. Stephen gets his own stuff these days. What's so important about his trainers?
It's our job to ask the questions.
When you saw Benjamin last night, did he tell you that he was in a new relationship?
No, he didn't tell me. He didn't have to, I worked it out. It was written all over his face. I forced him to tell me who she was. What I wasn't expecting him to say was that he was in love with my sister.
Is that when it all kicked off between you and Benjamin?
Yeah, I went mad. The landlord threw us out.
And then what happened?
I can't remember. I wish I could. I still can't remember.
Right, chase up forensics on Marilyn's clothes and beddings. We're wasting time asking her questions.
Okay.
Lola Smith just called. Stephen Akintunde is outside her depot. He's drunk and he's threatening to trash her car.
She needs to pay for what she's done.
Your dad wouldn't have wanted this.
You shot up about my dad.
What's this about, Stephen?
Stay away, copper. Stay away.
Lola's your aunt, right?
Yeah, she's my mum's sister. She needs to stay away from my dad.
If you put the bat down, we can talk about this.
Stop telling me what to do.
Stephen, we need you to come with us.
Stop! Run where you are.
All right. It's all right. Hold your hand there. Stephen, I'm detaining you for the purposes of searching you. Come here. Right, sit down. I want your trainers.
Is this a joke?
Do I look like I'm joking?
Fine, take him. The crap anyway. What's that?
Oh, come on.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Stephen Akintunde, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the possession of a controlled drug and a freight. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later align in court. And if you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? Let's go. Come on. Come on. Why didn't you tell me you were seeing Benjamin?
I was trying to protect Marilyn's feelings. It's bad enough that her husband is dead.
You're going to need to start telling us the truth.
I'm sorry.
How long were you together?
A couple of months. I'd loved him for years. But nothing happened while he was still with Marilyn.
I'm going to need a full download of your server and all of your CCTV from the past 24 hours.
I'll speak to Wayne.
And we need to search his premises.
Have you got a warrant?
Do I need to get one?
Why don't you tell me what you're looking for?
If I were you, I'd pray we don't find him. Who else has got access to this key?
Well, the keys are hung up on a hook in the office so anyone can use them. This is just an overflow storage room. We don't really keep anything important in there.
I've never had alcohol before. Because of what it does to my mom. It's horrible.
Is that why you threatened your aunt with a baseball bat? Because you'd had a drink?
My dad's dead. It's all Lola's fault.
When did you find out they were seeing each other?
Last week. I'd asked my dad if I could move into his flat, and he said that he was giving the flat up. He said that he'd met someone.
You told my colleague that you thought your dad left the trainers in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he came round last night. They weren't there in the cupboard before that.
What time did he come round?
About 5 o'clock.
So you found the trainers?
After Dad had left. They were my size. I assumed that he left them there for me and just forgot to tell me.
Detective Sergeant Cole. Oh, hey, Yasmin. How can I help you?
Thought you might be wondering where Detective Inspector Bradford is.
Yeah, we are.
He's with me.
What do you mean he's with you? Where?
At my place. Can you speak to the Deputy Assistant Commissioner's office? Apologise on David's behalf.
Why? What's happened?
The truth is, Vivian, he's in no fit state to go into work.
Well, okay, so what do you want me to say?
Say it's an urgent welfare issue. Thank you, Vivian. Goodbye.
We think Benjamin Akintunde was about to blow the whistle. We have reason to believe that your company's been used to import and distribute Class A drugs.
Sorry?
Show Miss Smith the video. What can you tell me about those boxes of trainers?
Nothing. I've never seen them before.
This is what was hidden inside the trainers. We just heard back from the lab that powder is heroin.
I swear I knew nothing about this. Who shot that video?
Benjamin.
This must be what Benjamin wanted to talk to me about. Is this why he was murdered?
You didn't see anyone bringing these boxes in?
No.
Or taking them back out again?
No. No.
What would be really helpful is if you would let us take your fingerprints, so that we can eliminate you from our inquiries once and for all.
Any joy with the CCTV from the parcel depot?
No, it doesn't make any sense. Me and Billy have scrolled through all 5 camera feeds and we can't find anyone taking those trainers in or out of the building.
Well, I heard from the detective inspector. He's not feeling so good today. He'll be in tomorrow.
Not feeling so good. More like the mother of all hangovers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was the incident room. They've had a confidential tip-off in response to your appeal, Sarge. A young woman called in. She was having a fight with her boyfriend about 12:30 this morning, very close to the murder scene. Her boyfriend was getting aggressive, so when a man came around the corner, she ran to him for safety. Only problem was, the man was spattered with blood.
Did she give a description?
Yeah, black, mid-30s, beard, very tall, over 6 foot.
That sounds like Wayne Abbey.
Who's Wayne Abbey?
He's in charge of IT and security at Lola Smith's delivery company.
Your fingerprints were not a match for the marks found on the van.
Of course they weren't.
How long has Wayne Abbey worked for you?
Since he left school, so must be about 15 years.
How much are you paying him?
About 30,000 a year.
So how can he afford to live here?
I asked him that. He said he came into some money. He does go on some amazing holidays. Can't believe I've been so stupid. Oh, Wayne, did you send the police all of the CCTV they asked for?
Yeah. Why are you asking?
They're going on and on about it. They're sending someone to check the servers. We've got nothing to worry about, have we, Wayne?
No, of course not.
Good.
Wait for them to unload. Stand by. Strike, strike, strike!
Wayne Abbey, I'm arresting you for the murder of Benjamin Akintunde. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later align in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
You're crazy. I had nothing to do with that.
Do you want to say anything about this?
Okay. I hold my hand up to the drugs, but I ain't no murderer.
Wayne Abbey, I'm further arresting you for the supply of controlled drugs. Let's go. When did you last see Benjamin Akintunde?
Yesterday afternoon, just before he went out on his round.
And you're claiming you didn't see him again after that?
No.
What did you do last night, Wayne?
I stayed in, watched TV.
You didn't go out at all?
No.
So how do you explain this? That is your finger mark found on the passenger door of Benjamin's van. In Benjamin's blood.
Could have happened earlier on in the day.
Yeah, you see, the blood in the van came from the blow that killed Benjamin. He was alive and well earlier in the day.
Lola doesn't have a clue. I import drugs from Turkey. Hidden in all sorts of stuff.
How long has this been going on?
Years.
When did Benjamin find out?
A couple of days ago, I think. I was stashing some stuff in the storeroom. I thought I had the place to myself. It was late. But Benjamin was still in the building. He must have seen me, because the next day I heard him asking around for the storeroom key.
So it wasn't hanging on a hook in the office?
No. I had them. I thought I had the only copy, but Benjamin must have found a spare or something, because I found him nosing around yesterday afternoon. Saw him take a box of trainers.
What happened next?
I moved the stuff into a hired van. And then I waited for Benjamin to go on his round. I had to just figure out what to do next.
So what did you do?
I went back to the depot and tracked where Benjamin's van was. And then I flagged down a cab and got dropped a couple of streets away from where he was parked up. He was changing a tire when I got there. I offered to cut him in on the action. You know, I said Lola is rolling in cash. Why shouldn't we make a few extra quid, you know?
How did that go down?
He said he was going to show Lola the trainers and tell the police. I couldn't let him do that.
So?
So, I picked up the tire iron and I hit Benjamin over the head with it.
Did you know, Wayne? Benjamin never opened up the trainers.
What do you mean?
We reckon he never knew about the drugs. We reckon he thought you were just flogging some knockoff trainers.
That's probably why I wasn't excited about getting a cut of the action.
I never meant to hurt anyone. Well, I just wanted a bit of what Lola's got. Have you seen the car she drives?
What about the blood on my clothes?
It wasn't Benjamin's blood. It was yours.
I do fall over. A lot.
We can arrange for you to see some agencies, grief counselling, addiction.
I'd like that. Thanks.
Thanks. There's someone outside who'd like to see you both. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand they're still angry.
Right. I've got bedtime stories to read. Do you mind finishing up the paperwork?
Yeah, fine. You owe me one, though.
You can hold me to that. Night.
Night. I was going to shoot too.
Something I said.
What are you looking at?
Vacancies in other units.
You don't have to do that. I'll sort it. I promise. Good night.
Night.
Come in.
Hello, Vivian.
What's going on, David?
Just tell her, David. Tell her the truth.
All I'm asking is, try to understand why I've done what I've done.
鼠标没有什么选不选的，你知道，10块8块的它都能用。来个最低端的，老母鸡扛枪，椰子鸡扛枪。
你刚才在车上不是说要试训吗？
那怎么办？门给打开，对不起。
喝了一口，大喊：“这粥怎么样？”
我说我要吃猪大肠刺身，你没给我做，又五花了这些。
猪大肠蘸花生酱。
这汉料理天才，因为我不太点外卖。
才找对象那么困难，就是因为我吃盐。对不起，老公，我错了。
你错哪儿了？
这么大年的美，谁想当小丑？
你
怎么我做的饭不吃啊？
拿筷子来，没筷子怎么吃？
今天晚上带你去吃好吃的。我们去吃饭之前要先去棋赛看一眼。
棋赛科技城这地方很屌，知道吗？是我们淄博最大的这个电子数码科技产品的一个集散地。我们今天来买，给米奇买个主机，给米妮买个鼠标。
没错，
鼠标为什么要换？
昨天那个蓝牙鼠标，他从重庆回来之后就连不上电脑了，害我一天都玩不了9管战棋，太过分了。这不，今天我们来买鼠标，顺便买个主机，我们来看一下。
他就自己玩那个下棋，操作不过来赖鼠标，就得买新的。
乱说。
米奇那个微电脑，玩剪个1080P 剪不动，还剪个中国剪。
走吧。
苹果维修中心。这个地方，我小学的时候就有了。那个时候这里非常屌，知道吗？进到这里面就进入未来了。
进入了未来。
真的是那个时候，你看哪有地方那么多电脑啊、鼠标啊、键盘这些东西的，是吧？你看着很新鲜。完了，我小时候，买的第一个游戏啊，还是网游，买的叫这个《石器时代》。
石器时代。
当时那个网游你要买盘，你知道吗？买盘安装，然后有个 CDK， 必须有那个 CDK 才能玩。啊，就等于你要买断它，然后还要再买点卡，买点卡是在这儿买。我小时候自己走路走20分钟到这儿，
走20分钟，
对，
硬走。
硬走。
鼠标有什么推荐吗？你
这鼠标没有什么选不选的，你知道吗？10块8块的它都能用，一样用，知道吗？你不要非要追求什么，你买个什么雷蛇的呀，买个罗技的呀，没有用，那双飞燕你知道吗？8块钱。
双飞燕，
不是这国产知名品牌，这不鼠标吗？双飞燕，对，双飞燕。看，来个最低端的。
最低端的什么意思？最低端的给我用。
来最低端的。
啊？15。
也太高端了吧？
这是什么抠搜男？
你看
这合适吗？
你看这还挺好，你用不上那么好的，你就那个谢谢啊。你只要鼠标放在那个桌子上，它只要能跑就行，你知道吗？你要那么
反正你放桌子上也能跑。
不是看着像有压过科技。
看看鼠标。
这样吧，你来挑。
我来挑，我又不懂，我怎么挑啊？102是可以，102是不下。哦，那也行。那个好用。
好用。
手感。
你能给它试一下吗？你可以试试手感。
102多少钱
？115。
比你家里那些怎么都好用的感觉。
你试试，得劲吗？
怎么不得劲啊？
得劲，拿下。
拿下，这就拿下了。你刚才不是抠搜的，还说15块钱的鼠标都不给买吗？
就多了个1而已。
多了个1。
多少钱来着？你看真好，
还能再优惠一下吗？我给你说定价，我们这边做的这方面做。哦，价钱放心，再谈。行。
对，稍微的不嘎手，付钱。罗技 G102啊，全款拿下。鼠标有了，就差米奇的主机了啊！咱给他买嘛，给他逛逛，弄个2手的算了。弄什么苹果？咱烧包的他吧，还弄苹果。在这儿很多卖那个2手主机的，够用，是吧？买个那个矿卡，是吧？买矿卡，弄个整个2手的战损主板什么的，你拼一拼，插一插，2000块钱。跑得呜的，
真的吗？
这真傻！你老公装机，你
这是1D什么？1D 弹涛。
段高吗？
你要是组装那种的主机，还不如米奇现在自己的主机配置好呢。
不可能。你好，有那个 Mac Mini 吗？新的 M4的。
哦，那合成mini 7不？
不是mini 7，就是它那个小主机啊。
那没有。
啊，那没有。哦，
太熟。
哎，对，它有那种二手的那种老型号的吗？M2的或者M1 Pro 什么的那种。
我们就没做过。
哦，不做那一块啊。
因为要的太少。
好，谢谢啊。用钱宇伟的教师资格证从网上订。
那你说那个用教资的没有用国补的，那个价格低，那我们还不如直接用国补的。
但是反正就是他那个应该是能接着发，你知道吗？然后国补的
它有现货。
对，国补就是你从京东上要一个是要抢，二一个是抢完之后它要等很久。
国补便宜多少？
比它多个100多吧，100多200吧，3500多一点吧，差不多。
今天晚上回去看看这个领优惠之类的吧。最近不是快双12了吗？双11的券已经回去了。
没有电脑用了。
这期已经剪过，这期已经拍成4K 的了，它比电脑1080P 都剪不动。这期已经4K 了。
那你那个能剪得动吗？
我那个能剪，让他来
家里，不行就住下吧。
好的，来家里通宵剪吧。白天我直播，晚上他再播一下，他播完直接剪视频。
我去，你是把米奇当黑奴了？
然后没有，他们还让半夜让米妮来播呢，让3个人。
为什么要把半夜给我？
可能是上午、下午已经对我俩人都已经站好了，只剩下半夜的时间了，你知道吗？
我不要这种阴天时间。
那你再找一个，家里还有地方啊。来这一趟也没白来，对吧？咱们2个任务起码完成了1个，对吧？这个鼠标是买上了啊，然后米奇的这个主机的话，我们只能从网上看看了。
晚上呢，因为谭涛特别从海南回来之后，他就很想吃海南的椰子鸡，那我们准备晚上带他去吃椰子鸡吧。
那没有任何反应。
就傻笑啊，就傻笑。
没开门怎么办？
没开门。
要不要等一会儿吧？
等一会儿，等到5点。
那这样吧，我刚才看旁边也有一家做鸡的，咱反正都是吃鸡，对吧？也差不多，咱就旁边换一家。
那吃什么鸡？什么做法？
那反正都是鸡，还能差多少嘛？你看吧，牌子在这儿叫老母鸡扛枪。
老母鸡扛枪是
厉不厉害吧？我这里厉不厉害？老母鸡扛枪。
你怎么？